down below. No, no, no. Instead, we look at this as the world's largest breakfast table. It's full of motivation, education, inspiration, and even a friendly competition with the positive intention of pushing your momentum in the right direction. Now, listen, if you ever miss a segment, you can download the Who You Know Show podcast, subscribe, and listen anytime. So head on over to whoyouknow.show, grab the link, and subscribe. And I'm so excited for my guest today. She is a Who You Know alum. She is, just somebody that I've really absolutely enjoyed building a relationship with. Today, we've got Tiffany Jones, the remarkable founder of Patchworks Inc., a nonprofit organization dedicated to uplifting teachers in Tanzania. Tiffany's journey is one of resilience, courage, and unwavering determination. After losing both her parents to cancer, Tiffany embarked on a mission to climb Mount Kilimanjaro to honor their memory and kick cancer's butt. However, her journey took an unexpected turn when she was diagnosed with breast cancer herself during the climb. And it was during the fall of the fourth day of the ascent that Tiffany found herself connecting with local schools in Tanzania, ultimately leading to the birth of Patchworks Inc. So Tiffany, thank you so much for being here on the show. I'm so excited. This is long overdue. And I just appreciate you being on the show with me.
Oh my gosh, I'm of course so excited to be here, Trevor. And it was so, when you mentioned the competition, that was our first meeting. It was Breakfast of Champions. And I raised my hand and I had no idea what I was raising my hand for.
Isn't that fun? I need to go back and do that again. We used to do that competition over there. And I will definitely bring that back. Speaking of bringing back, I want you to take us back, okay? And I want you to really try to paint a picture for us, first of all, about the moment you decided to climb Mount Kilimanjaro and to honor your parents. Like, where did that idea come from? Like, take us back.
I love that question because it was from a seed that had been planted. It was a seed that had been planted in Breakfast with Champions. It was a man who came on and he takes people affected by cancer. His name is Sean Swarner. And he takes people affected by cancer to go climb Kilimanjaro. And he was talking about when people get ready for this climb, there's a lot that goes into it mentally, physically, you're preparing. But it's when you get to the mountain. It's huge. It's the highest mountain in Africa. It's just awe-inspiring. And people have this oh shit moment. Right? Where and we all have had those in our life. You have these ideas, you have these goals, you have these things you want to do, but then the rubber hits the road, they say, right? And it's like, oh, wow, this is real. And I was there.
Well,
yeah.
hold on. So when you saw it, okay,
yeah,
you see the mountain. What was going through your head? Were you scared? Were you tell me what? Yeah. Talk to me about what was going through your head.
What? I mean, first of all, I am not a typical mountain climber. Okay, that is just to be clear, Trevor. I am not a typical mountain climber, and. And I had just had surgery 3 weeks before. I'd had, my first lumpectomy. And, so there was physical things going on with me. There was mental things going on. It was like an outer body experience. Like, how am I in Africa about to do this? It was, yes, I was freaked out completely.
Okay, well, hold on. I got to ask another question on that point. Okay, so you're scared.
Yeah.
You signed up for this thing.
Yeah.
What, because I'll give you an example. I remember when I was a kid, I really enjoy roller coasters, right? But when I was a kid, I was scared. I was terrified of them at the same time. right? That's kind of part of the thrill of it is, you know, it's a thrill. It's scary, right? And so, but I knew I just had to get in line. Like if I just got in the line, that's not scary. You know what I mean? Like getting in line isn't scary. So was there any part of it where you're just like, okay, I just got to get on the plane. I just got to like take that first step. Was there anything that like helped you to get to it? Because some people would just say, nope, I'm not doing that.
1,000%, Trevor. I love that you asked that because that it started. I started by buying a pair of sneakers.
Mm,
I broke it down, right? After I made the decision, I was like, I have no idea how
mm.
that I am a 51-year-old mom of two living in Maine without a job. I didn't even have a job. How am I going to climb a mountain? No idea. But I knew I could buy a pair of sneakers, Trevor.
Let's go. Mic drop. That's action. That is a drawing your line in the sand and starting before you're ready. You know, I know just prior we had a conversation in Clubhouse where they were talking about preparation, and preparation is important. Okay, it's very, very important. But I think sometimes we can over prepare and get in our own head, which will actually never end up taking that first step. Right? We over prepare. And so what I think that you did there was you just took action and you bought the sneakers.
Exactly. It was just that little thing that I could do. And then I joined a gym.
Mm.
I thought that would be another good place to start if I'm going to go climb a mountain. I was, these are the things. It's funny you said GoFundMe, but that was the next thing I did because I didn't have a job. The trip was going to cost me $10,000 and I had no idea where that was coming from.
Mm.
But I could start a GoFundMe, Trevor.
Yeah.
Those are free, right? I mean, and that was the next step. But I had no idea, again, but I did take that action. And I do agree 100%. It's because I did those little things that I could do that led to the culmination of me doing everything, all of it.
And so, okay, you get there. Okay. Like, first of all, I don't know anything about this. Okay. I don't know anything about mountain climbing. Nothing. I know nothing. Okay. So you get there, you fly to Africa, you get there, like, how are you greeted? Where are you staying? Like, paint the picture for me for our online listeners, not the watchers, but the listeners. Like, paint the picture of what was going through your head when you got there.
Again, disbelief. And I will say this, my plane had been delayed in New York City for like 2 days, my flight to Africa. So it was quite a bumpy journey, to be honest. And so when I got there, I was just relieved. I was so ecstatic to have gotten there. And yeah, I was met by the people that I work with over there now. And, it's called Zara Charities. And they have this whole tour company that we work with. And they picked me up and, it's an hour van ride from the airport to the resort. I say loosely, the place we're staying, which is beautiful but rustic. And so through that hour, I got to really let it sink in that I was in Africa, and I can remember that ride so clearly. It's like you go down it's a dirt road, dirt highway, and there's so many things on the side that I'm watching as I go, and it was really powerful to be there and take it all in. And that was how I got there.
So did it help you? Do you feel like it helped you kind of slow down a moment and just like appreciation for, where you were, the moment itself? Sometimes we got to take that, like, what do they say? What's the saying? Stop and smell the roses, right? Sometimes we got to do that. So, okay. So you get there and now all of a sudden, do they take you to the mountain, to like the bottom of the mountain? What do they call that?
Base camp.
Yeah, base camp. So they take you to the base camp.
Yeah.
And you're looking up and you're like, what the heck am I doing? What's going through your head?
Yes, what the heck am I doing? And so I am also, the other thing is that you're with a team.
Okay.
I'm not doing this alone. And, so Sean was there, and Sean and I had been working online virtually together for like 2 years at this point. And so I got to meet him for the first time in person. And, that was really, I was kind of living in that moment and excited. But I also had a team of people that we were with. And that helped so much, Trevor. It
Mm.
wasn't just me doing this, it was a serious team effort.
And was everyone there? Was it like, is this a cancer related type of like journey for everyone, or is this like, was this just your story and you're there, to honor your parents, or was
Yeah,
everyone there kind of with a similar commonality? Like, talk to me about that.
yeah, everybody there has been affected by cancer in some
Okay.
way. And, I think honestly that probably hits a majority of the population at this point in life. Like,
Mm,
we all kind of know somebody, have somebody. Everybody had been affected by cancer in some way.
mm.
Some people had it, some people had been caretakers, all different stages of that journey. So, that was also another bonding piece for us.
1000%. So like,
Yeah,
I would imagine the relationships that you built through that are like lifelong, like, relationships, the experience you went through, right?
100%.
Yeah, when you go through hardship together, right, and you have that strength, that bond like that, there's like, it's like an unbreakable bond. That's why
Yeah,
people, in the military,
yeah,
right, get so strong that they become closer than their own family. Like, they just become unbreakable because they go through something so crazy together. That
yeah,
experience just forges a bond. So that's
yeah,
something for the listeners to really think about is, when you're creating relationships, this is the Who You Know show. You're creating relationships. Think about those experiences that you have. Um, can you build a bond through commonality? Um, okay, so
yeah.
now talk to me about this. Was there any point as you were climbing that you felt like, well, first of all, did you get to the summit?
No, no, I did not, Trevor. And that's a huge, I think that for me, that's a real huge piece of my story because that was my goal,
Mm,
right? That is absolutely was my end goal. That was why I thought I was in Africa. That's what I thought I was supposed to do there.
mm-hmm,
Um, and it's a 6-day hike. It is so hard. I
mm,
mean, you're in a tent, you're really like you are losing altitude. It's, you're 19,341 feet is the summit. Like that's higher than some planes fly.
wow.
It's giant. It's just, again, it's like, yeah, really incomprehensible. And you just take it, the Swahili is pole pole. And that's what we would say over and over again,
What's pole
slowly,
pole? What's that?
slowly, slowly,
Okay, okay.
slowly,
Mm.
slowly. And I will say that was hard. That's hard. I think I am, for me, I'm a go. Let's go, let's do this, let's get on. And to have to go pole, pole.
Mm. I saw I can't remember exactly the quote, but it was Gary V, and it said something like, if you want to go fast,
Yeah,
like, you're not gonna make it, or something like that. Like, wanting to
yeah.
go for, like, you gotta go slow. It's the journey. It's the, what do they say? If you want to go, there's another saying, you want to go fast, you're gonna go alone, or God, I can't remember
Mm,
the saying, but yeah, basically it's the
yes,
same thing. This is like
yes,
the turtle and the hare,
exactly.
right?
Exactly. Yes, 100%. Or it's a marathon, not a sprint.
Yes.
Yeah, the turtle and the hare,
Mm-hmm.
all those things. And that was really I am a doer, and I didn't even realize that how much how much I needed to slow down
Mm.
until until you have to, until you're like in this situation where you have to slow down. And that's what I did. But it was day 4, and we were at 15,000 feet, and I fell. It was
Oh.
like Mars. It's up like rock and gravel, and it's like, it's dusty, it's slippery. and it was an instant, and I slid. My head got stopped by a rock,
Oh.
and my feet were up the mountain, and my head was down the mountain, and I was like, I don't want to die here. Like I,
I'm sorry. That's I don't want to.
right?
I don't want to die here.
No, thank you. I'm like, this is not why I came here to do this. And I was hypoxic, and my body just
What's
wasn't.
What's that? What's
You don't get
hypoxic?
oxygen. You don't get oxygen to the
Say it again.
hypoxic.
Hypoxic. I can't even say that word. Hypoxic. No, I can't say it. I can't say it. Go ahead. Go ahead. So what does it mean? It means what?
That you don't get oxygen to your brain.
Okay.
So because we're, there isn't a lot of oxygen up there in that altitude.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it affects you. Turns out you need oxygen.
Yeah, it kind of
affects you when you don't. Yeah, it's a little thing.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Yeah. So and the only cure is to go down to get the oxygen.
Got it.
So that was what I had to do, and it was hard. It's hard to accept that, Trevor, right? It's hard for me to accept that, like, I had seen myself on top of the summit for a long time, preparing. I was doing a lot of visual stuff. I was really there. I was driven, and I had it in my mind that I was at the summit, and to know that I had to choose and not do that was hard. But there's points when, I didn't really have a choice, right? Like it was, again, I didn't want to die on that mountain.
Yeah, of course. Sometimes.
And so I went down, but yeah. And, honestly, as I came down, Trevor, there was a moment I was crying. It was hard. It was almost harder to go down than to go up. Right. And there was a moment that I heard my mom's voice. And my mom and I were very different people. She was a go with the flow kind of girl. And she was like, let's just, and I would be like, let's do it. Let's make a plan. Let's take it. I'm like, we were different people. But my mom her voice, I heard it so clearly, Trevor. And she said, Tiffany, sometimes it's stronger to be gentle than to fight.
That's a mantra.
I know.
It takes more strength sometimes to reserve yourself. You know what I mean? Like, and I think of myself in that when there's been plenty of times in my life where, it takes self-control. Sometimes you just especially in this world that we're living in, people are so triggered. You get so triggered. I remember I had an experience that I was at Best Buy and something went wrong. I needed an order to be fulfilled, and I was there, and it was like I let myself actually get out of control with anger and frustration of just a stupid little scenario, like nothing even big deal. It's like, come on, really? That's what you're so angry about? Why are you, and so sometimes people get triggered over little things even. And I think what you just said is so true. That self-control a lot of times is strength. That's strength. Right?
So
it's easy to lose control. That's easy.
Totally.
It's easy to throw a fit. It's easy to act like a 4-year-old and throw a temper tantrum, right? Like I was doing at Best Buy.
Yeah.
Sure. And by the way, I went back in there and apologized, by the way. But you know what I'm saying? Like it's easy to be a fool. It's hard to reserve yourself. So that's a great point. I love that. And that was what was going through your head. That was your mother speaking to you.
It was crazy. I haven't, yes, it was my mom's voice. I mean, it was like I heard her, and I have taken that with me. That is what I brought down from the mountain for me, is that mantra that I have. And it has been such a gift to have that and remind myself as I get worked up, as at Best Buy or, traffic, whatever, a million things.
Right. Yeah. The little things.
It's stronger to be gentle than to fight. It's stronger. Okay.
Yeah. The little things. It's like, what is wrong with us? What's wrong with it? Like me too. And I'm saying, as I say it, I'm like literally throwing myself under the bus because I do it. Sometimes we get sometimes we let the just smallest things take our peace and joy. You know what I
Yes.
mean?
Yes, Trevor, that is exactly we do. We give it
Mm.
up so easily.
Yeah.
And we need to we deserve that. We deserve to have that peace and joy. That is for us. And we have that power within us, but we have to I have to work. I have to remind myself of that,
Mhm.
right? I have to, daily, it's a daily practice. Um, yeah. So anyway, that was a huge gift going down. And then, like you said at the great intro, was the best gift. The thing that changed my life that I get to change other people's lives with is that I saw these schools.
Mm.
And as a teacher, I saw the teachers there.
Well, before we get there, hold on. I want to
Okay.
go. I want to
Okay.
get to that, but I want to.
Okay.
I want to stop here though, because you're coming down the mountain, and okay. So you just lost your parents to cancer.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
going there to honor them. You're coming down. You didn't quite make it all the way up, and then you yourself were diagnosed with breast cancer.
Yeah.
Is that
I had
right?
been, yeah, I was diagnosed with breast cancer in April.
Okay, so before
So
you went.
before I went. So I
Before
had
you
my
went.
first surgery in June. Yeah, before I went, I was diagnosed with and getting that diagnosis, Trevor,
Mm,
honestly, it gave me more fuel for my fire.
mm.
Like I was already like cancer had taken so much. I was like, no, not today. Not
Man,
today,
okay,
cancer.
so that kind of changes a little bit of the story. So I thought
Yeah.
that you were going there to honor your parents, and then as coming down that you got diagnosed with it.
Oh,
But so now I'm like, wow, okay, so to go with cancer,
yeah.
wow,
Yeah.
like how strong, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't
Yeah.
know. I just look at it
Yeah.
from a different lens right now.
Thank you. Yeah, no, and right. And so that I think I'd said that earlier, but the first week of June was when I had my
Mm,
first surgery for
wow.
cancer. They took out the lumpectomy I had, and that was the last week in June that I flew out there. So I was, 3 weeks after surgery,
Oh my gosh.
flying. It wasn't right. It was not. I was not at my peak
No.
physical. You know.
Oh my gosh. That's
Yeah.
insane. Like, yeah, you're not at your peak performance,
So
and you're going to do, something that requires peak performance.
yeah, yeah.
Wow. The
I know.
courage. I have to give you, just a mic drop for that, because that's called courage, and okay, I love that. Okay, so now let's go back. So you come down, you didn't quite
Okay.
make it up. Now
Yeah.
you got introduced to these schools. How did that come about?
Yeah. So I had and I had my plane had been delayed at the beginning, and I had been, my daughter Lily had gathered items all year to go donate to these places, and I knew that Sean's wife Julissa is connected with the schools, and so I knew that I wanted to do this. I wanted to go see the schools, but because my plane had been delayed, I wasn't able to do it before I climbed. So I didn't think I was going to get to do it. And it's only because I fell and had
Mm.
these 2 days that I got to go to these schools.
So you had a little extra time. God was like, hey, Tiffany, you think you're gonna get to the top of that mountain? I got something else for you. I got
100%.
I got a couple of the days here that I'm gonna gift you, and so that you can be a blessing to others. Okay, so talk to me about that. You
100%.
you you go now, and you have the extra time to go visit these schools. What was that
Yep.
experience like? Like, really try to paint the picture again for our listeners. What is the school like? What are the kids like? What's the
Oh,
environment?
yeah. I mean, it is rough. It is a dirt road. It is, houses without windows, houses without roofs, and, the laundry's outside. The kids are all in the streets, and they don't have shoes that fit, and they, don't have a lot. They don't have a lot.
Mm,
And, you walk in there, and I had, a bag of things. I had a bag of items that I was so excited to bring. But what was really powerful for me, Trevor, and what helped me create my nonprofit is that I saw the teacher in the corner, and the kids were like ecstatic, right? The kids are like, "Oh my gosh, she's got lollipops!" And they're just like all over you. They're like me, and they're so, they're beautiful, and they're just full of
Oh,
joy, and it's just melts your heart. I mean, melts your heart, Trevor, right? These beautiful children that are so happy to have you there, and it's joy. But meanwhile, I did see the teacher in the corner that didn't look so joyful.
mm,
And I could really, as a teacher, I know how little support we get here in the US, right? I mean, you hear about it all the time. Teachers don't have supplies, teachers don't have enough money, teachers, blah, 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 right? Well, this guy, Steven is his name, a good friend of mine now, who I, have a connection with, he had nothing. I mean, these kids didn't even have desks. They didn't have paper. They don't have pencils. They don't have a supply chain
mm,
to get items, right? Even if they had, a couple bucks, they still wouldn't have a place to go buy the pencils. There's
right.
no Walgreens, no Amazon,
No Walmart.
no Walmart. Yeah, there's nothing, there's no way for them to get these items. And,
Mm,
so Stephen, rightly so, was kind of like skeptical, right? Like, here's this person, they come in for a day, they bring some lollipops, and then they leave. Meanwhile, he is with these kids 365 days, trying to entertain them, trying to educate them, trying to, uplift them, trying to give them knowledge with nothing.
mm.
And, it was him that I wanted to connect with. And as a teacher to teacher, I could feel him. And he brought out, I was like, what do you have for supplies? And he brought out this like torn up packet of a story. And, they don't have, there's no books. There's, and he's like, this is what I have. And he's like, but I can't find, English. They want to all learn English. He's like, I can't find anything that's like translated to English from Swahili. And
Hmm.
I need this and this. And I said, you know what, Stephen, I'm going to get you those. I'm going to get you things.
Mm,
I'm going to bring people back here, because I know I never thought I would get to go to Africa and do service work,
mm.
right? It was not something I thought was possible for me. It was too expensive. I didn't have time. I didn't know how do you do it, right? How do you get to do this? I'm not, yeah, so I didn't know how. And I knew that there were people that wanted to do that, that would want to do that and come and make a difference, but also bring the items with us that will help build their educational system and help, make them sustainable, allow them to be sustainable and grow.
So, I'm getting a call here. Let me cancel that real quick. So, okay, you feel led. Okay, you see what's going on, and you're like, I need to do something about this, but you didn't know what to do, right? You didn't know where to start, right?
No, no.
So, what did you do? How did you get started? And like, because a lot of people would have, in that scenario, you feel led, you get inspired, you want to help, you want to do something, and then you're like, I don't know what to do, and so you end up doing nothing, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of people are a big game, right? And they're like, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna save the world, and then like, I don't, where do I start? So, what did you do? How did you get started? Is it similar to how you got to the mountain and you were like, I'm just gonna buy some sneakers? Like, what did you do? What was that first step for you?
That is exactly what I did, Trevor. And yeah, I spoke with the company that I had been staying with, right? Who had the hotel. They have the hotel there, and they have people there that, work, and they are connected. They were supporting the school, right? They were trying to support the school, but they didn't have the people that could support the school. And so I spoke, I just had a conversation. I had a conversation with the owner, with Mama Zara is her name, Mama Zara. And I said, I have this idea. And what do you think? Is it crazy? I think it is crazy. But, her face lit up Trevor. And she was like,
Mm,
Tiffany, if you could bring back 3 people with you next year, 2 people with you next year, and you bring back 2 computers or, a cell phone or markers,
mm,
and if you could do that on a consistent basis, that will that will that will create a school that will help us build. That will
mm.
be what we need. And she was so simple about it, and I was like, okay, this is it. So it was totally, I buy a pair of sneakers. I didn't know whether do I become a nonprofit or an LLC, right? That was kind of my first decision ish.
Okay, talk to me about that decision, not knowing what you should do, and why did you decide to incorporate and to do nonprofit, right? What led you to that decision? And yeah, walk us through that decision for you.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and I really truly I thank, my connections. I thank the support, the people that I know and have around me that I've built relationships with and know, like, and trust, right?
Mm,
Business groups on Clubhouse, Breakfast with Champions. I go and I listen and I learn so much from everyone sharing their experience, strength, and hope. And, that was really where my research began for sure.
wow.
And I I knew that this was a passion project, and that I I know that money will flow. I know that money will come. I don't know how, but I know that it will. I know that it does. And so I didn't feel also like I just wanted the vibe, right? I mean, if it comes down to, like, I wanted people to know that this was a passion project from my heart. And also,
So it wasn't
I
about
also,
making money. Like for you, you're like, okay, I need to create a business structure here, but it's not about me. It's not about profits and making
no,
money and la la la. Like this is literally okay. So that makes a lot of sense.
yeah, yeah. And so, right. And then, so you look at it, and the other piece was funding, really, right? And, when getting my 501c3, I have my EIN number. I can now get donations and people can get tax deductions from me. Like, we talked about it earlier on BWC. It's like, it is a win-win, right? Like, you can donate to me, you can take that off your taxes,
Mm.
and I can take it directly to these students, to these teachers. Um, and so I love.
What's been your biggest obstacle in raising funds? Like what has been that thing that's like a roadblock for you or a challenge that you've had to go through in raising funds?
So the first roadblock, Trevor, is this. It's been me being a little shy,
Mm,
and it being not getting my voice out. Like, it's
mm,
been me kind of having to build up my voice. I have been the best kept secret.
mm.
I teach at a high school, and 3/4 of the community I work with every day, they have no idea what I do.
Ah, we're
I
gonna
know.
change that. I'm gonna
Exactly, Trevor.
I'm a
Exactly. That
I'm
is
a
me. That's my thing. And, that's what I'm here for, right? This is what I'm doing.
yes.
I'm finding my voice, and I am putting this out to the world. And again, it's because it's not me, but it is because this story has to be shared, and because we can all do a little bit to help.
All right, Tiffany. So here's what I want to do for you right now. Okay. Well, obviously we're doing the show. Okay. But
Yeah.
here's the thing
Yeah. It's huge.
is that you need to get your message out there. And uh like one of the easiest ways to do this and to overcome some of that fear
Yeah.
is actually it's gonna sound a little bit crazy, but you just need to do it. Trust me on this. Okay.
Okay.
Uh just start a podcast. Simply start a
Okay.
podcast. Okay. It's gonna
Okay.
be you and you got a computer, okay, you got a
Yeah.
camera, okay. You don't even, I mean, you could go get a $100 microphone, okay, like that you
Okay.
plug in, like one of those Yetis, blue Yetis, or I think they call them, whatever. Anyways,
Okay.
you don't need anything fancy to do this. You don't need to spend a lot of money to do this, okay. You don't need a
Right.
fancy studio or anything like that, okay. camera, microphone. You got it right now. You're doing it right now. Okay. That's
Right.
all you need.
Right.
And then I would recommend Riverside, which is what we're recording on right now, as your studio.
Yes.
And then Riverside, and there are some other tools out there that are like with the AI and all the technology will create all of your clips. Like
Yeah.
it'll take this long form video and create a ton of micro content for you so that you can start posting this on social, which I'm going to do for you with this episode. But the reason I'm saying this is because multiple reasons. Okay. Number one, it's going to help you to get your reps in. Okay.
Yeah.
Just talking. It's going to help you to get your reps in, just talking.
Yeah.
And you don't have to
Right.
talk in front of a big audience and all of this kind of stuff. And it's like, it's going to help you to get your reps in, number one. Number two, if you do interviews, it's going to help you to network and connect with people that can help you and your mission. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's the other thing. And then number three, by simply posting and getting the content out there, it's going to help you to get your message out, and you never know who's going to see that and who's going to support it. Right. So
that's true.
Literally, I'm going to tell you, that's like the, what I call like the one of the easiest, it's the easy button right now. Seriously.
Okay.
Like,
yeah.
You got a camera and a microphone. You can do it. I promise you, you could do it. Simply do it. Okay.
Okay.
It's the sneakers, right? It's buying the sneakers.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. I love
And
it.
I'll help you. I will help you with the launch of it. I'm serious. I know you're probably like, oh my gosh, podcast? That's like a mountain. That's Mount Kilimanjaro.
Another mountain.
No, yes. It's not. It's really not. Can you talk?
Yeah.
Okay. If you could talk, you can do a podcast. Okay. I promise you. Yeah. I know my first episode, I was terrified. Right. I swear, my first episode, I was like this. I had notes, shaking a piece of paper. I was terrified, just like you, looking at Mount Kilimanjaro. But I promise you, the impact and the ripple effect that it will have to get your message out, okay, is going to be massive for you. So and then from there, stages, you're going to start getting people that are going to align for you to get out, to tell it to more people and all that kind of stuff. Right.
Yeah, exactly. The ripple. I love that, Trevor. I hear you. I accept that challenge.
Let's go, Tiffany. Like, we'll talk about it. I will help you personally. Personally, I will help you launch that podcast because you got to get your message out there, right? You just have to.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. I love that. And yes, I do. And I also do love getting to know people, right? So that does really kind of go together, doesn't it?
Yeah. And it's like, when you talk about from a networking standpoint, it's like, it's a networking superpower. Okay. It expedites relationships. Okay. Because you're making it all about them. If you're spotlighting them or interviewing them, you're making it all about them, which is adding so much value to the other person. So they feel like, you're making them the rock star. And so when you come out the other side of that podcast interview, you're like so close. Like, it builds relationship. And so think about who you want to have on your show that can help your mission. Okay.
Yeah.
And start interviewing people like that.
I want to have you on my show. You're going to be on my show.
Let's go. Let's go. I will do it. Okay. I will help you literally launch it. I'm helping someone else as well. And to me, I'm like extremely passionate about it. When I hear people that have a story, that have a mission, that have a purpose and a calling on their life, and I know how powerful this is, and it's so simple. It's just easy. The only thing, it's like it looks like a mountain in front of them when you say, hey, start a podcast. It's like, it's not that hard. It really isn't. If you can talk, you can do this. Okay.
Yeah.
So anyway, let's do it. You ready?
Okay. All right, Trevor. You got me.
Let's go. Let's go. All right. So what else is an obstacle for you besides getting the word out?
Yeah. The other obstacle is it's interesting. And it's that people are always asking me, well, why do you go to Africa? Why don't you just help in your own backyard? Is the question that I get valid, very valid, and I appreciate that.
None your business is what I'd say. No, I'm just kidding. None ya. Just
None, yeah.
kidding. Just
Oh my
kidding.
gosh, I know. But I know, right? I know from our experience for these past 3 years being on Clubhouse, like we're a global economy.
Yeah.
This is we are global citizens, and we truly do need to have our reach, our connections be universal. We can no longer live in our own backyards only. And I have a lot of other things that the economy, the US does not have a big presence in Africa, Trevor, right now. I mean, and they do have some, I will say that, but there's a lot of amazing opportunities over there that I really, it's just so rich. There's so many entrepreneurs over there. There's so many people that really want to make things happen and do things. And they just need the sneakers.
Let's go. I think I'm about to title this episode "Just Get Your Sneakers." Okay, just get your sneakers or something like that. Like I think that's kind of the the theme of this is like start before you're ready, right? Just get your sneakers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, so you started this, you figured out, okay, I'm going to do a nonprofit. We'll build the structure. How has it been? Tell me about the impact. What have you been able to do since then? This has been how many years in the works? Where are we at?
So this is my first fiscal year that I've been a 501c3.
Okay.
So I am,
well, congratulations. Let's go. Hold up. First of all, that's a huge, a huge accomplishment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, okay. So congrats on that.
Thank you.
And tell us about some of the impact you've been able to have.
Yeah. So I got to bring my first people back to Africa last June. We made our first trip back. And, it was like, again, you have those ideas and we have those things about goals and what we want it to look like. And so I was really, creating this and worried about it. But then when I did it, Trevor, and when I brought people back, I had a woman come from Germany. My 11-year-old daughter came. I had, a friend I had a couple people come with me. And when we did it, it solidified everything I was thinking. And it just showed me that I have an amazing trip that people can come to Africa with. And it isn't that hard. And the impact that we've had, there's been a school. I have a video of the first year after I climbed. They brought me to this building, dilapidated, nothing on in the, broken everything and totally dilapidated. And then when we went back last year, there were over 100 kids in the school, and they are all getting, food every day. They're getting rice. The teachers are there working every day, and they have a painted chalkboard, and they have some desks. They have some tables, and we're making so many. It's night and day, right? And so I can't wait to go back this year and see what more of an impact we can make. We did bring back computers last year. I was able to get some laptops. So the teachers now, I brought 2 teachers' computers and some cell phones I brought over.
I love it. So, okay, another thing I'm going to tell you is through your journey, I want you to document your journey. Okay. Document your journey. That's another part of the reasons why I like the podcasting is it's a documenting your journey. It's a time capsule, right? Like I look at my first year, we're 6 years in. I look at my first year and I go, wow, like what a difference. Okay. And so right now you're in year 1. And as you're doing these things, document it, capture it on film, right? Bring these the little lapel microphones with you and a camera with you so you can go in and film and document. right? Because
Yep.
those are assets that are also going to help you in your marketing efforts, right? To be able to show the impact that you're having so people can see it, right? Do you have anything like that? I mean, like that people can see, touch, and feel, so they can see, oh, you know what, I'm donating to this, and
Oh yeah.
here are the children that I'm actually able to make an impact with.
Yes, yes, I have a ton. Yes, I have a ton of footage, and yeah. So I definitely I have it mostly Instagram. I'm really starting to kind of go into LinkedIn more now, and Facebook, right? And I've documented all the things for sure.
That's
And and honestly, that's what I love about the size that I am, and my mission and my organization, is that I know these people, right? When you donate money to Patchworks, you are you are going to see the children. You are
mm,
going to see the children that you are giving shoes to, right? That you are providing a book for. And you'll be able to follow their journey too through it all.
yeah, I love that. I think about, for myself, I was literally thinking about this. I was having a conversation with somebody this morning, and I was thinking about donations. And for me personally, when I donate money, I
Yeah.
want to see, and it's just a selfish thing, really. It's selfish for me, but I want to see the impact firsthand, right? Like,
100%.
you know what I mean? Like, and this is just a selfish
Yes.
thing, right? Because I do know that, if you give to some of these big corporations and, these big companies, they can do a lot with it, and maybe they can make a bigger impact. I don't know. But I selfishly, I want to see it. You know what I mean? I
Yes.
want to see
Yes.
the
Me
impact, you know?
100%. Me too. That's exactly what my transparency, my point is that I too, I want to, all of our money is valuable, right?
Sure.
And we all work hard for, and our money, money in where I put my money matters to me.
Hmm.
So I don't want to just throw it away,
Right.
or, but and when you do donate to places that you don't necessarily know where it's going, that feels like it sometimes.
Yeah.
So I love that this is a place where we can a little goes a long way, and the impact you will be able to see. And that's part of why I want to bring people with me, Trevor,
Mm,
is like, I want you to come. I want you to come to Africa with me. I want you to be a part of it too. I
yeah.
invite everyone to come with me.
Because what you're going to do then is you're going to create little soldiers, okay, that are out there marching around for your mission, okay? You know what I'm talking about? So I think that's
100%. Yes.
super smart, super, super, super smart.
Yes.
And turn them into like little recruiters for you. Okay. Here's what I mean by that. So I do
Yeah.
something called the Pay It Forward campaign.
Yep.
And this is a way that you can make a massive impact. Is Like, I'll teach my job seekers, when they come through my program, I do everything for free for them, right? But
Yep.
the only thing that I ask is that they pay it forward and refer three other job seekers in. So if you can put together some type of program where people are literally sending you more people, okay?
Yes.
Like
Yes.
you create recruiters essentially that are going out recruiting more people to the mission, more people to the mission, right? And so
Yes.
if you do the math on this, okay, it's simple. It doesn't take a lot. Just 3 people. Okay.
Yeah.
So if you can teach them to go find 3, okay. So 3 times 3 is 9. 9 times 3 is 81, right?
Yeah.
And if you keep doing this 12 times, if you do it 12 times, it's over 1.5 million people. So now you've got
I
an
don't think
army.
9 times 3 is 81
No, no,
though.
no. Hold on. I said that wrong. Hold on. So 3
Sorry,
times
the
3
teacher
is
in
9.
me.
I know, you're like, wait. Yeah, see, I can't read and I can't do math. 3 times 3 is 9. 9 times 3 is 27. 27 times 3 is 81, right?
Right, right.
Anyway,
Yeah. Or 9 times 9 is 81. Yeah. So you
yes.
got it. You got it.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
getting there.
I'm getting there. But if you do it 12 times, I have the
Yeah.
table. Like, I literally have an image of this. Okay. We'll put it up in the show. Okay. When we do the
Okay.
edits,
Okay.
so
Love
you
it.
guys can see.
Yeah.
Basically, you just need 3 people. Okay. And you just
Yes.
teach that 3 people to go get 3 more and go get 3 more and go get 3 more. And what happens is it expands so fast that if you do it just 12 times, it turns into 1.5 million. Okay. If everybody's
Exactly.
doing their job and getting 3, right?
Exponential.
It does. And so
Love
if
it.
you can go out there and teach people to do that, now all of a sudden you got an army of people that are supporting your cause. So I love what you're talking about, bringing them, because that when you bring them into Africa and they see it firsthand, see it, touch it, feel it, they're bought and sold. You got them.
They're with me. Yeah, they're with me. And so, yeah, I mean, that was the exciting thing, is that the woman who came last year is coming again this year and bringing a friend.
See, have her bring 3 friends.
Yes, I will. I'll up that game. I'll like 3. We need 3 people.
3. And here's the reality of it. When you say 3, typically they're going to get 1, but everybody will go get 1. Okay.
Yes.
If you're asking for 3, so ask for 3 and just watch what happens. It's pretty crazy. Like, I've seen a massive impact in what we do just by simply asking them to refer 3, right?
Yep.
And showing them, I literally show them that image of the compounding effect, and people get inspired by that. They're like, wow, okay, all I got to do is invite 3 people to the party, and now I can make an impact. That's all I got to do. Okay, cool. That's easy enough. I can do that. Right.
Yeah.
So try it. See how you can put that together. I think that'd be really cool.
Yeah,
what else can listeners do to support Patchworks, and how they can contribute to the mission and of bringing supplies and all that kind of stuff? What else can they do?
Yeah. I'm having a silent auction for my first fundraiser of my nonprofit career. I'm very excited.
That's
Again,
awesome.
it's another mountain that I had no idea.
What are you auctioning?
Oh my goodness. So I'm in Maine, and I have a fishing boat trip for a couple people to go out on the boat and go fishing, catch some lobsters. I have some car detailing things, right? Like some people that are just going to detail the cars. I have a marketer from New York City who worked for Shiseido, Glenn Rudin, and he has donated 2 hours of marketing for your business. And I have a whole bunch of things. And I'm excited. I'm excited to be able to put, those people that have donated, give their information out and really help, market them.
That's awesome.
And their donation is going to, help bring in some funds for us. So I'm excited about that.
And do you have any other events or anything else going on?
Well, I have a trip that is happening June 30th. And I have, right now I actually have five people that are signed up that are coming with me to Africa. So last year it was like 3, and this year it will be 7, right? Hopefully 7. I'd love 10. That's my goal. It would be 10 this year, but
so we got 5 right now.
I got 5.
So we're gonna teach those 5 to go invite how many people?
3.
There you go.
Ask those 5
to invite 3.
Yes.
Okay. Say simply just invite 3 people. Okay.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you're already bought into this thing. Go get 3 more bought in.
Yes. And it's always more fun with a friend.
Yeah. Heck yeah.
Yeah.
And so if they invite 3 people, they may get 1 or 2 people, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, so that's how we get this thing to grow quickly.
Okay. Gotcha. I love it.
Right? So if anybody listening wants to go to Africa and support the cause, right?
Yes.
What can they do? Where can they connect with you?
Yeah. So my website, they can connect with me on Instagram, message me. I will reach out. And
what's the website?
My website is patchworksinc.com.
Oh, that's easy. Patchworksinc.com.
Yep.
Perfect. You guys go connect with her there. And we got a podcast coming soon. Okay. Coming soon to to Spotify near you. Okay.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. So if people want to be on my podcast, let me know, right?
Oh,
Reach out
see
to me
that?
for that.
See that? That would be cool. You know what you could do? Those
Yeah.
folks that you are that are joining you on this mission, that are coming and going to Africa, interview them. Why?
Oh my
Why did they
God.
join the cause? What was it that inspired them? You know, like start interviewing those people. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Right?
Yes,
Because
Trevor. I love that.
they'll share the content, right? They'll share it around. I'm telling you,
100%.
Tiffany, this
Yeah.
is the way you're gonna make a splash. Is this podcast? I'm gonna tell you right now.
Okay. Yeah, I see it. I do see it, Trevor. I have been hesitant. Time, it's a mountain, but I agree. I know. I see. You have.
1 hour
It's
a week. Okay. 1 hour
yeah.
a week, Tiffany, is all it takes to do a podcast. 1 hour a week.
Yeah.
Okay. It does not take, and it seems like, I know, again, it seems like a mountain. Like, what? Okay. But it doesn't take a lot. I promise you. And it'll help you so, 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 so much. So I'm excited for you. I do want to set some time outside of this that we can really brainstorm, okay, together. And like I
Okay.
said, I want to help you to launch it. Like I like literally you've got support on this too. So it's not like you have to figure it out on your own. I want to help you to get it off the ground.
Okay.
Okay. And
Okay. I appreciate that. Yes.
yep.
I love that. I appreciate you, Trevor, so much. Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you. I've always just like
Yeah.
your spirit. So from the day I met you the first
I
time,
know.
I think it was like 3 years ago or
Yeah.
whatever, your energy, your spirit, like you bring joy. and
No.
and and I just love that about you. So thank you
Yeah. Yeah.
for lighting up the world a little bit. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well,
Yep.
it is your time and your genuine connection, Trevor. You really are an amazing person to have a relationship with, right? I mean, are you bring out the best in people, and I think that's what I've seen, like in your podcasts and your shows, in all that you have been doing. You really do bring out the best in others, so I appreciate that about you.
Well, I thank you for saying that. And Tiffany, I'm excited for you. I'm excited for your mission. I'm excited for these kids in Africa who are going to
Yes.
get an education, and they're going to get some supplies and some food and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
All the little things that we take for granted over here in America, because we're so spoiled over here. Okay. Uh, even, I think about it, even poverty here in America is, it's kind of like glamping. A lot of people are,
Yes.
you know what I'm talking about? It's like,
Yes. Yes, I do.
so we just take so much for granted here. And so, again, I love your mission. I want to support it. Let's get your podcast off the ground. Anything else that you want to share with the audience?
I can't think of anything else. I just, gratitude, to be honest.
Mm,
And, I think, again, I encourage anybody who has that kind of crazy idea that you think is impossible. Hopefully, I really just want you to think about me. I am, I have climbed Mount Kilimanjaro
mm.
with, and I kicked cancer's butt,
Let's
on the other side.
go.
And
Let's
that
go.
is a like, yes. And so if I can do it, and you can too. And I'm excited for everyone to go out and buy their sneakers.
Yes, buy your sneakers. That's the title of today's episode. Buy your freaking sneakers, okay? You know what I'm saying? Just buy your dang
Yes.
sneakers. Let's rock, let's roll, let's
Let's
go.
go.
Guys, that's the show. It's all about who you know. Bye.